All of you who are watching this must have heard about Judgment Day and what is going to happen on Judgment Day. Now, according to the Bible, all men will die once, but after that, the judgment. So death will not be experienced by those who are alive at Jesus' second coming. Those deemed righteous, of course. Well, there's a lot of different teachings and prophecies attached to the final day, and some can be very, very scary. In this episode, I'll be sharing 10 of some of the scariest prophecies mentioned in the Bible. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FTD Facts episode. My name is Leroy Kenton, and stay with me till the end of this one so you don't miss any of these prophecies. So let's begin. Prophecy at number 10 is one about fake messiahs. In the book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 5, it said, "Many false messiahs will come claiming that I am Jesus, and they will be able to deceive many." So when we look in the past 50 years, we have heard of almost 1,100 leaders who have claimed that they are Jesus Christ. In Davao City of the Philippines, for example, the people had their own Christ, and the person's name was Pastor Apollo, who claimed to be Jesus incarnate. And this is just one example. Moving on to number 9, let's talk about wars and rumors of wars. Matthew 24 verse 6 to 7 says, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but you will not be troubled, and this shall pass. Nations will rise against other nations, and kingdom will rise against other kingdoms." Now, as you all know, there have been many different reports and talks and even speculations that, hey, we're on the verge of World War III. Now, just in the past 50 years alone, there have been around, it's an estimated 300 different wars that have happened, and so many more nations now have nuclear powers. So this is what makes this prophecy so scary. The prophecy at number 8 has to do with increasing hunger in the world. Matthew 24 verse 7 says, "And there shall be hunger and pestilence." We can only imagine how horrible this would be. No one likes feeling hungry and not knowing where their next meal is going to come from. It's reported that over the next 20 years, almost 90% of the babies born will be born in countries with very little ability to be fed, like how a lot of us experience being fed. There's just so much abundance of food everywhere, and a lot of times it's taken for granted. But from there, we move on to number 7, earthquakes. This prophecy is very scary. In Matthew 24 verse 7 says, "And there will be earthquakes in various places." So take a look at this. The prophecy also says that there will be a huge earthquake that will take place on the day of judgment, and that it will shake the earth so badly that everything is going to be destroyed. There have been surveys in the last few years that say that the ratio of earthquakes has increased enormously. There have been more earthquakes in the last 20 years than there have been in the last 100 years. Whoa. Incurable sicknesses comes in at number 6. This prophecy found in Matthew says, "And there will be pestilence." Now, it is, I guess, one of the scariest signs of Judgment Day. We recently just went through a global pandemic that caused a huge amount of terror to fill the hearts of people all around the world. Now, on top of that, the prophecy says that this would be so bad that the whole world will come to a stop. So it has many people thinking, are we on the verge of something like this happening? Halfway to number 5, hate for Christians. This one is also found in Matthew. And by the way, a lot of these prophecies are going to be taken from the book of Matthew, and perhaps in another future episode, we'll elaborate more into other prophecies mentioned in the Bible. But this passage, also taken from Matthew, says, "Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all other nations for my name's sake." So the prophecy says that those really who follow Jesus will be hated, and this will be a test for them. As evidence, many people who profess to be followers of Jesus can sometimes be accused of hate speech. So you can see that this prophecy says that those who follow Jesus will be hated, and this will be a great test for those people. And a lot of people see that there's evidence for this, because many people who profess to be followers of Jesus can sometimes be accused of hate speech just for voicing their faith. And there are chances that your video or your account on social media could be censored or completely banned, all because you profess to be Christian. Now, moving on to number 4, hate will be common. Matthew 24:10 claims that many will be offended and will betray each other. Now, this verse pretty much makes it clear that people will be full of hatred and selfishness, and hate will be very common. No one will be sincere with other people. And some people look to today's society saying that people are actually spreading more hate. Today's generation, they say, is overly sensitive and can be very hateful towards people. So people fear that this could get even worse. Now, the prophecy number 3 is no love for believers. Let's look at this a little bit more. The book of Matthew 24 verse 12 says, "And because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold." So not even just there being no love for believers, but no love for people in general. According to this prophecy, people will not be respectable anymore in society. With every passing day, the world seems to be getting darker. Many people believe that progressive Christianity is actually embracing sin and promoting sin. And the Bible defines sin as breaking or transgressing the law. So if any ideology promotes transgressing or breaking the law, then it's just another fulfillment of this prophecy. Just imagine living in a world with no law. All right, moving on to the prophecy at number 2, quick or gradual end. Matthew 24 verses 14 says, "The gospel of the kingdom will be preached all over the world as a witness to all nations. Then this will come to an end." It means that all the technology and everything that we see here in this world, everything's just gonna come to an end. And all these advancements and everything that is achieved will just halt when everybody hears the gospel. So what's scary about this is that, is it the specific moment right after the gospel is preached to the whole world and everyone hears it, then the end will come right then? Or could it mean sometime after the gospel is preached that the end will come? So not necessarily immediately after. No one really knows when that time is going to be. And finally, at number 1, this one kind of piggybacks off of the prophecy at number 2, the lesson from the fig tree. Jesus had said that his return is going to be near to the time of Judgment Day, and you can look to the fig tree. So in Matthew 24 verses 32 to 33, it says this, "From the fig tree learn its lesson. As soon as its branch becomes tender and puts out its leaves, you know that summer is near." And from this verse, Jesus is simply using the budding of the fig tree to illustrate a point about his second coming and the end of the world. It is interpreted by most Christians to mean that just like when spring comes and trees put out new leaves, we know that summer is not far off. And in the same way, we should know that Jesus' return and the end is near, because you can actually see physical signs that it's getting closer. Now, this could give someone the sense that the end is creeping up on them like a beast hiding in the shadows. In any case, according to the Bible, only God knows the exact time of the end. So that brings us to the end of this episode. Let me know your thoughts and comments about any of these prophecies. If you have any interpretations of them, or do you not view them as scary? Whatever you think, sound off down below in the comment section. If you did enjoy this video, you found it informative, entertaining, useful in any way, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. And if it's your first time here to the channel, go ahead, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when new videos are posted. Until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated, and I'll see you soon.